Now we will further continue with the next topic of non-conventional source of energy, that is biogas. When we talk about biogas, the first thing that comes in our mind is what is biogas. So biogas means what? The waste material of the animals, plants, herbs, shrubs, and even human excreta or the waste material that we have. The energy that we get from that is known as biogas. The use of this gas is increasing, especially in the remote areas, the village areas. It is increasing in India. What minimum charges of installing or making of this plant, and later on zero maintenance or minimum maintenance is there. That's why even now government has started motivating this type of plant in the village area, and even has started giving subsidies helping the people to make such type of plant. So even the waste material that is generated in the village, it is used. That is best from waste, we can say. Then we talk about the gobar gas plant. So as the name suggests, gobar gas, it means only the dung of animal is used to produce the energy. No other waste material is utilized. Biogas, it is better than the firewood and burning the dung cakes. Why? When the firewoods are used and dung cakes are burnt, they produce lot of smoke, and even the energy that is produced is not that much high. So compared to this, the energy produced by biogas is more, plus eco-friendly. So that's why the percentage of population using the dung cakes and firewood is decreasing in our country. They have started utilizing biogas or even the LPG gas that government is giving subsidies. Now, generally we have seen the farmers, they burn the cow dung cakes. But when we see from the aspect, the benefit that the farmer should be getting, and even from the point of environment, in both ways it is not good. So if the farmers are not burning the cow dung cake, they get two benefits, that is twin benefit they are getting. First, very good quality of manure, organic manure what we say. While in the gobar or the cow dung cake, lot of microorganisms or the bacteria are there that help soil to become fertile. But if farmers are burning and then later on throwing the ash in the field, those microorganisms or the bacteria that are there, they get destroyed. And second one, they get energy from that is, we can say gobar gas or the biogas energy. So that's why now in the village area, the farmer has stopped burning the cow dung cake. Instead of that, they throw the dung directly into the field after collecting for 6 months, season wise, that is Rabi season and Kharif season. The next one that we have is tidal energy. So talking about the tidal energy, as the name suggests, the energy that is produced with the help of tidal energy, the tide. Right? So normally this energy is produced with the help of the ocean current, ocean tide, what we say moja in Gujarati. So when high tide comes, with the help of those high tide, tidal energy is produced. And it is also one of the very good source of energy, eco-friendly. Only installation charges are there. Later on, maintenance charges is very less, as I said previously in other topics also. So what is done to produce tidal energy is, we can say just like our classroom area or bigger than that. So there is a door for the tide to enter into that blocked area. So once the tide comes into that, then the door or the shutter is closed. Then due to the banging of the waves of the tide, we can say the blade keeps on rotating on and on till the tide settles down. So in this form, this tidal energy is formed. The tidal plants generally we see in Gulf of Khambhat, Gulf of Kutch, Gangetic Delta. These are the areas where normally we have installed the tidal plants. And as I said, again, eco-friendly, no pollution to the environment at all. The next one that we have is geothermal energy. The last topic under non-conventional source of energy. So geothermal energy, normally it is produced by using the heat that is there inside the earth. In many parts of our country, there are the places where the heat or the hot springs are there. But as we are not that much experienced how successful it is, or we don't have the technology, we can say. So right now we haven't used much of this geothermal energy, or we haven't set much plants in our country, but we have set up two that we have is Parvati Valley. Near Parvati Valley we have the Manikarn, which is in Himachal Pradesh, two projects for the experimental basis. If it is successful, then the places where other hot springs are found, there we can set up. And another one is Puga Valley, which is in Ladakh, the recent formed union territory of our country. So these hot springs are utilized to produce the geothermal energy. As the period is moving on and on, we all know that the heat inside the earth is increasing, and as the earth is becoming hotter and hotter inside, it's a good source for us to produce geothermal energy. Finally, we come to the conclusion of the chapter by ending a very important topic of this chapter, that is conservation of energy resource. Previously we have learned about conservation of minerals. Now we are talking about the third one, right? So mineral, as we discussed, minerals are ferrous, non-ferrous and energy. So that we have discussed. Now the conclusion, why there is a utmost need to conserve these energy resources. So we are knowing how important these energy resources are in our life, in the development of human being, in the development of any country. So if we are not utilizing them in a proper manner, planned way, then what will happen? They will get exhausted as they are limited in nature. Their formation takes lots of years, we say millions and millions of years for their formation. Therefore, we need to utilize them in a very proper manner, so that we also get the benefit of these energy resources, and even coming generations, they also get the benefit of these energy resources. But if we take it very lightly, not in a serious way, then as we are seeing in most of the country by 2045, the scientists say, the survey says that petroleum will be in acute position, acute shortage will be there of the petroleum. So if we want to avoid this and want to have the availability of petroleum for another 100 or 200 years, we need to save these energy. Now let's see how we can. So energy needed for economic development of the country, we all are aware. If it is not there, development of the society, of the nation, of the world will be stagnant or stopped, or we can say very slow. But if these energies are there, the development is faster. To move from one place to another place, we are using the vehicles. Two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler. On energy, they propel. So to propel them, we need the energy and we need to save the energy. So all the sector, whether it is primary, secondary, tertiary, whatever the sector we have, all are dependent on the energy resource for their development directly or indirectly. Therefore, there is need for sustainable development, what I already discussed with you, using the energy in a proper manner. We also get benefit and future generation also. Judicious, that is in a proper and planned way, while they are limited in nature. So therefore, we have to use in a proper manner. Then, public transport is the best way. If we suppose we want to travel within a city, so we have the intercity buses, or maybe if a metro city, then we have the metro trains also. So for such, we should use public transport only, not our private, because you only want to go, and you are taking your Activa, maybe Splendor, whatever the two-wheeler or four-wheeler you have. So every person for himself. So for the same distance, if we need 1 liter for going for 5 kilometers, 10 people are using, so 10 liter of petrol is used. The same in 1 liter, if these 5 people or 10 people are going in a bus, so in 1 liter, 10 or 20 people can cover the distance. Then why to waste those 5 liter or 10 liter of petrol? So better to use public transport. Then power saving devices in our home. The appliances, the electronic appliances that we have, the fan, the tube light, right, various other electronic gadgets like fridge, then floor, mill, all these are now star rated. Why? The more the stars they have, the more less they use the energy. For example, these LED bulbs that we have, compared to the tube lights that we were using previously, they consume very less power. The ACs that we have right now, they are consuming less power. Why? They are star rated. The fridge that we have in our home, they are star, 3 star or 5 star. So the fridge that we had purchased 15-20 years before, they consume more units than the present one. So these are the few tips or techniques or ways through which we can conserve the energy resources. I hope each and every topic you have understood. Any problems, my dear kids, you are free to call me and clear your doubts. Take care. Good day.